Call of Duty is a first-person shooter video game series developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision. The Call of Duty games being the sole franchise Infinity Ward has ever developed games for. Not unheard of, but decidedly uncommon. The first game in the franchise is the only one to be initially released solely on PC in 2003, with a home console port coming much later in 2009 after receiving a significant graphical update. Since then, there have been 12 main series releases, with dozens more spin-off games for platforms covering PC, Mac, home consoles, portable consoles, and mobile phones, and with tie-in products such as action figures, comic books, and a card game. All this has led to the latest and most ambitious entry in the series, coming soon, titled Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and this is your Geeksplaining primer. After the first Call of Duty's release in 2003, developer Infinity Ward released the second game just 2 years later, and since then, Activision has published a new main series Call of Duty title each year, with development switching annually between Infinity Ward and Treyarch. Treyarch got their start in the late 90s, with development varying between sports titles and action games. They rose to prominence with the movie tie-in game for Sam Raimi's Spider-Man in 2002, and cemented themselves as a top-tier developer with the 2004 release of the follow-up game Spider-Man 2. Both games were based loosely on the associated films and featured an open-world replica of Manhattan for the players to freely make their way through, all the while fighting a variety of Spider-Man's rogues gallery. The title is widely considered one of the greatest video games ever made, receiving universal critical acclaim and regularly appearing on many a critic's top 10 games of all time. With this pedigree, Treyarch came into the Call of Duty franchise early on with the third game in the series. A launch title for the PlayStation 3, it received favorable reviews. However, in hindsight, is considered a misstep. The producer of the game, Noah Heller, blames the game's shortcomings on a small development cycle of only 8 months, which also had to include time Treyarch spent crafting a new game engine from scratch in-house. From there, the odd-released games developed by Treyarch are often considered lesser than their even-released counterparts developed by series originator Infinity Ward. This cycle was broken in 2014 with the release of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, developed by a new addition to the franchise, Sledgehammer Games. They had previously worked with Infinity Ward on developing 2007's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, when the heads and many key staff of Infinity Ward left the company over legal reasons. Their success in helping finish the game led to Activision trusting them with their own solely developed title. Activision had already been looking for a third developer to bring into the fold and add to the cycle of releases in order to continue their yearly release schedule whilst simultaneously keeping up with the high quality of game development by extending said development time from 24 to 36 months. Now, 3 years since their last entry, Infinity Ward is back with the release of the latest game, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, a game which brings the high-octane thrills the series is known for into a new frontier of space. The game sees the player take control of a military captain in the fictional Space Combat Air Recon, who pilots an also fictional transforming space fighter plane in a battle for the solar system against the, you guessed it, fictional Settlement Defense Front. The game is set to star Kit Harington of Game of Thrones fame as the narrative's antagonist. However, the game is most noted for a controversy surrounding bonus game content available only to those who pre-ordered a more expensive version of the game, which comes in the form of a visually remastered version of arguably the most popular game in the series, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Now, this entry in the franchise is notable for being the last game developed by Infinity Ward pre-developer Exodus. The reveal of this sparked massive negative feedback due to the undesirability of forcing gamers to have to purchase a pricier version of a different game in order to access the more desirable older title. This resulted in huge backlash against the publisher Activision, with the reveal trailer becoming the second most disliked video on YouTube. However, despite the controversy, many gamers, myself included, are excited to dive into what is anticipated to be a bold new direction for the franchise come its release day on November 4th, 2016. And don't forget, they have also announced a VR update for the game coming soon. Thank you for watching. This episode is also presented as a podcast. Search for Geeksplaining on iTunes and Google Play. You can also find more info on facebook.com/Geeksplaining. Enjoy the game.